It's too late.
It's fine. It's fine.
Everyone's fine. We'll bring you in a second.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be fine. Everybody's gonna be fine.
Hello, internet.
Yes. Welcome to another episode here of the Wish You Were Beer Show. Thank you so much for stopping by. As always, I'm Daniel. This is Tiffany. We are missing our bearded friend Phil. He could not be here this evening, but he will be joining us hopefully in future shows, or he may be in another country. I never know. Yeah. I never know where he ends up.
Yeah.
So should be a simple show tonight. We do have a guest on with us this evening from the Tank Brewing out of Miami. So looking forward to trying that beer. Just make sure you follow along with us, all the different places you can get us: Instagram, TikTok, visit our website, wishyouwerebeershow.com. Check out the merch store. Yeah. Tiffany is currently having a beer that we had on the show
like forever ago.
I think
it was an ESB though, and it's like a 4%. So it is held up well,
which is good.
Yeah, I was very worried.
Were you worried?
Yeah.
What?
I have a thing. Like I can tell if it's old and it's gross.
How old is the beer?
I did not check the date because I didn't want to bias myself. That's fine. It's normal things, I think.
But it held up.
It did. Yeah. It has held up. It's it had a really nice like head on it. It's actually like super carbonated when I cracked it open. So I was like, all right, we'll be fine.
Nice.
But yeah. But yeah, this one was a blue jacket. I think that was
at least you went with a low ABV.
Jacket. I did. Yeah, I know better.
That is a good thing.
No one wants to beer Tiffany.
Nobody does.
No.
It is not appropriate.
At least not on the internet. No.
Yes. Like I mentioned earlier, I know, sorry. Like I mentioned earlier on our socials, we've got a lot coming up over the next couple of months. Quite a few different events. We've got some collaborations in the works as well with a couple of different breweries. So we'll be making some other Wish You Were Beer Show beers. If you haven't been lucky enough to catch one of our previous ones. Yeah. So if you're anywhere near Virginia, we will be doing the Wild and Weird Festival up at Fine Creek Brewing. And our friends from Coastal Fermentory are going to be there, and they are bringing our Put It In My Fooder beer. Yes. Which was our wild aged beer.
Award-winning. Base and 1 year later. Right?
Oh, yeah. I forgot we put out the base of it as well.
Yeah. The Fooder Bait was the first one. That was a Saison base. It won it went gold. Yeah, and then we put it in Fooder and named it Put It In My Fooder.
In My Fooder.
And that one won gold, I think, as well. And they were thinking about giving it an honorable mention at the Great American Beer Festival, but I think it got lost somewhere, but we were there and we were waiting for that announcement.
No one called us though.
No one called us.
We tried.
I think it was just oh yeah, that beer that we can't obviously say out loud, so they just can't win.
I love it. All right. Well, like I said, we do have a guest with us this evening, so I do want to get to that. Again, we're drinking a beer from the Tank Brewing. They're out of Miami. It's La Playita, and I'm sure I wrecked that, but I'm going to find out here shortly because I am not well read. So I think that goes without saying, though, for anybody who's seen the show. So, Mari, we're going to bring you in just a second, bud. Once we come out of this clip, you'll be live with us, bud. All right.
Hope it works.
Let's talk about it. All right, it works.
Hello.
Ooh.
Yes. Awesome. Well lit, and your speakers work. This is great.
I love it. You came in right at the buzzer, so I'm proud of you.
Honestly, it's kind of embarrassing because I had pulled a 6-pack to bring to the show, and then I forgot it. I'm pretty sure I left it on the roof of my car, and then when I drove off, it must have fallen. I don't know. So
somebody got free beer.
Maybe if it survived the fall.
Yeah, luckily, 2 blocks away from my house, there's a smoke shop. Actually, Trees and Brews, pretty good friends of ours that carry us, and it's actually pretty fresh. It's 2 weeks old. So
yeah, it's
Nice.
probably
good.
fresher than ours because Phil sent us these because he's down in Miami. So
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, luckily it is a lager, so it is, it should age better than, say like an IPA or whatever.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
there's that.
IPAs, they are within
2 weeks.
Nah.
Otherwise, you're pushing your luck.
Yeah.
3 months is like kind of when they start to fall.
Yeah.
So, Maury, tell us how long you've been brewing over at the Tank.
So I've been at Tank for about 7 years now.
Okay.
Started off kind of run of the mill, just like how everybody kind of gets their foot in the game, washing kegs, scrubbing the tanks, cleaning the floors, stuff like that, just kind of making yourself present. I did have home brewing experience, which, I mean, for whatever that's worth.
I think it's worth something.
You understand the like base process of like, you take your grain, you need to like crush it up somehow, I assume, for like home brewing. Do you have a mill?
Yeah. If it's one thing that home brewing like does prime you for is kind of like being very anal retentive and and just kind of sticking to your process and cleanliness above all else, right?
Yes.
So that does transfer over on the commercial side, so that did help. But it's going from like 5 gallons batches to 900-gallon batches is kind of it's still to this day I'm always like, oh man, it's crazy. But
we always hear from other brewers when they jump from home brewing to large scale brewing, they're like, none of this actually scales.
Yeah,
like you basically have to redo all your recipes.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, and depending on what like your water content is, like you may need to like change things entirely again because you're brewing around the corner doesn't mean it's the same water supply somehow.
Yeah, actually, our brewery, depending on what time of the day, it might come from a different facility, which is wild. We found that out because like batch 1 pH would be pretty consistent, and all of a sudden like batch 2 pH, same salt, same lactic addition, all of a sudden it would be like 0.15 different, or like what's going on,
Yeah, it's coming out of the same tap, I feel like.
They tell you like that, like, hey, we're going to be using this one in the morning and this one in the afternoon.
Yeah, so it's funny because there's a lot of like finger pointing, right? Like, what are you doing wrong? Like, oh, you're not like rinsing the chem off enough, or blah blah blah. We use strips, always to check if it's neutral and whatever. But yeah, a lot of like the blame game was going around until like we got down to like, hey, might not be us.
yeah, really. It might not be us. It could be the water after all.
And then we confirmed with
what did you do before you started brewing?
I had a very natural transition. I worked at TSA for 10 years.
Okay.
I mean, that could cause people to just be like, I'm done. With this.
I could pinpoint the exact moment when I wanted to leave TSA.
Yep.
Yeah, I always think it's interesting because we always ask people, especially like head brewers and stuff, or people that start a brewery, like it's always like a weird engineer. We've had a couple of like
chemists,
food chemists, like all these weird things. And I feel like we get a lot of engineers. So TSA is a new one now. I dig it. Yeah.
It's a funny story. You guys might not remember me, but I remember you guys. We met about a year or two ago at Lincoln's Beard. It was
shit! You were right. Sorry, I had been drinking that day.
That basically means we had an Uber and everyone had been drinking that day.
No. Well, because we were like I was looking at like the photos, and I was like, I feel like we know this dude, but I was like, but like Miami, like maybe we like saw
also
him
like
on the side
bald
of the
guy
road.
with a beard, backwards hat. It's kind of like.
That's true. Like, oh, guy, look, it's a guy with a hat and a beard, like drinking a beer. Yeah.
Man, that means we probably have a random picture with you somewhere because we took a ton of pictures.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. Damn. We'll have to
but
figure it out.
I bring that up not just to like shame you guys. When I remember,
that's fine. Publicly, it's fine.
Right. I bring that up because Falco also worked in government.
Okay.
From Lincoln's Beard, a little bit higher clearance. For that I had. He actually worked in in intelligence and stuff like that. So I like to troll him. They're like, oh, we're exactly the same. Yeah, I was a security officer. You were like
same
head of intelligence for the the Air Force, I think it was.
Right. Yeah. Same job.
Yeah, same thing. We're both feds, right?
Yeah.
But
you walk through scanners, you read emails and things.
Yeah. Same difference.
I love
But
it.
it's funny. There's actually a lot of people in government that do drink a lot of beer and do brew their own beer because we would get drug tested so much.
Yeah.
Consistently. And it's like, especially the younger guys that seem to like have a little bit of life left in their eyes, you know, like the glimmer wasn't completely gone. And like, this guy's on something. So we would focus more on drinking than, you know, drugs because of that reason.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
the paranoia alone is plenty. I'm good.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That's good.
It's crazy though. You would get actually alcohol tested too when you did get picked for random drug testing.
Yep.
And the limit for federal would be 0.02, which is much lower than the driving limit. So,
but that's like while you're at work.
Just don't drink a beer before you head to work.
Yeah. You would think, but sometimes, you know, you go hard the night before and all of a sudden there would be people that they hadn't drank for about 8 or so hours, but they went really hard the night before and just it stays in your system. And 0.02 it's not much. It's not much.
I was gonna say it's not easy or not difficult to hit. That's for sure.
Luckily, I left on my own accord. By the way, I didn't get fired.
Fair enough. I appreciate that.
I wasn't gonna ask.
Full disclosure.
Well, let's talk about this beer a little bit. So, did I butcher the name?
No, you actually did a very good job. La Playita.
Yep, I appreciate that. I dig the can art. What is the? Did you have any say in the can art, or do you guys have an art?
No. So that's Stefano. He's like our head of marketing. He's kind of like the brain behind all like the imaging and the logos and pretty much all the artwork. It's like the facade of a pseudo South Beach. Is not. You know, quite South Beach. You know, like. But it's
heard.
It's different enough where we wouldn't get sued, you know. But
you're not getting a C&D on it. Yeah.
But just La Playita, it just means the beach.
Yep. Yeah, and I like the can art after reading all the.
I should have.
No, you're good.
Yeah. After reading everything about the beer and kind of what it's geared towards.
I'm drinking from like a ceramic stein.
Hey, that's okay. Probably keeps it colder than my untapped glass. So, now, so with this beer, so this is kind of a German beer, but kind of not a German beer, if I'm looking at it correctly, right?
It's not following the purity laws.
Yeah. So it's kind of like we don't, as we do embrace, traditions and like old world brewing, like. I feel like we focus a lot on clean styles, and we always like pay homage, but we don't just want to like rip off a recipe off a website and brew a German Pils. As much as we love German Pils, and we do kind of want to give it like our own twist to it, because again, recipes are dime a dozen, and you could just brew solid German Pils. So like, how do we make this ours? And we landed at that. I say we, but actually I was lucky enough to kind of inherit this recipe.
Okay.
I did not come up with it. The head brewer that came up with it left about 4 years ago. And I was like, you know what? It's not broken. Why tinker with it? My ego is like this small. It's good. Why mess with it? Right. So I've been trying really hard to kind of keep it consistent. With what it originally was, and they had the foresight to kind of stand out. And, especially at a time when this beer came out, it was very like pastry style landscape, very kettle sour forward. So I always like to joke that when this beer came out, we were so like far behind the curve that like the scene kind of lapped us. And then now we're at the forefront with a solid, lager. And the whole point is that, it's hoppy enough and like interesting enough for like the craft beer nerd, but also like simple enough for the person who isn't necessarily a craft drinker to kind of like
it's like a gateway beer into not a like standard.
Yeah. It's like basically. I always like to say that it has like mass appeal instead of just being like hyper niche.
Yeah. No, I think I am a giant lager fan, so I'm always very biased towards lagers. And when Phil sent this one, and I was like, it's like a hoppy Pils, like get out. So very biased. But like, it smells great. Like it's super clear. It's got great like bright notes in a sense of like it's like crispy dry kind of, but like I don't know, it's a good beer. I like it. I think to the point, don't fix what's broken.
You ready to review it?
Oh, no. Oh, okay. We're just talking about it. No, but like I want to talk about like how you guys are brewing this beer in a sense of like, don't give like your recipe up, I guess. But like,
honestly, I will give you the full recipe. I'll give everybody the recipe. It's fine because you could give the same recipe to 10 different brewers and you'll get 10 different beers. And it's all about, like preferences and like you said earlier, like water profiles, and it's how it goes. It's like everybody knows how to make rice, right? But you get 10 people to give you a rice dish, it's going to be different every time, and that's kind of the beauty of it.
Yeah, no, I mean that's
but yeah, the grain bill is the grain bill is super simple. It's 100% premium Pils Weyermann. We have Sapphire in the Whirlpool, Blanc in the Whirlpool, and whatever bittering hops we might have. Technically, whatever like highest alpha acid hop that we have a surplus of, that becomes the bittering hop. It's very much like an afterthought for us.
Which is fair because you're going to get the same effect out of it, and it's not going to change the whole profile of the beer. Yeah,
we boil for 90 minutes too, so any floral or aromatic character you might get, you're not gonna get. You're just like nuking it at that point. So
yeah, exactly. So now is this like one of your mainstay beers? I mean, I assume this is like a year round. It's production.
Yes.
It's in
this
grocery
became
stores.
Our highest selling beer not too long ago. Funny enough, because we do focus on like the lesser in popularity like styles. Our biggest seller before this was in our amber ale.
Okay.
It's just like what.
I'm not against it.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
again, this is the industry just laughing us.
Point, like, exactly. That's really funny. I dig it as well. But
it's our best selling beer. It's super simple recipe. We do tend to go more minerally with the water.
Yep.
When I tell a lot of brewers about our gypsum additions, they kind of like, wait, what?
that does seem a little odd, but yeah.
Yeah. Anything we can to kind of like give it our signature and just be run of the mill. Because again, I love crushing Pils, but I also want to stand out a little bit too.
Right. Well, and also, I mean, at least now with as many as there are and how many are coming out still, like you don't want to just taste like everybody else. You want someone to be like, you know what I want, or like I'm like craving, especially if it's like a 6-pack and you can just grab it at like a store.
Yeah.
Like I want that one because I remember that one tasted a little bit different, or like I remember that one tasted like pretty good, and I want to bring that to the beach or whatever. I assume.
You assume for the beach, right? Yeah. Of course,
that's where I would bring it.
Honestly, this kind of approach bites us in the ass when it comes to competition.
Yeah.
Because we don't necessarily brew according to the guidelines or, what the judges are looking for. And luckily, I've kind of been able to convince the owner to stop sending our stuff. Because it's like sometimes, like, I mean, I get it. I get the whole point. Like, I'm not going to sit here and, like, dog on, like, competitions. But a lot of the times, it's not. For us, for me personally, it's not what I'm like the feedback that I get is like, okay, I know this.
I know it's not true to style. I know it's not this.
Right.
That's the idea. Thank you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean,
now, do you bring that up because you're slightly jealous that we've won some competitions, or I just don't know?
No, actually, we've won gold in the beer cup for our saison.
See,
our saisons won too.
Oh hell yeah! Right. Okay,
we've won. So Kevin, who Kevin and Abby, who are currently eating
a roast caballo. Speaking of rice,
we brewed a saison with them twice now, and both times.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
It has won gold, right? Both times.
No. The second time it didn't win gold because Kevin fucked around with the grain bill. But I don't want to say it's all Kevin's fault. But literally, all I did was lift heavy bags.
I feel like it turned out better the second time.
I thought I did too. No, but
Are we sure it didn't win anything?
I think it did win. It was a bronze, though. It wasn't gold.
Oh, well, that's dumb.
I always joke that we're the longest standing gold medal champs for saison because we won in 2019, and then 2020 got canceled. So it just kind of like carried over. I was like, yeah, we're defending champs.
We had the longest tenure as the defending champs. I love it.
We held it for 2 years in a row.
What's crazy about that is that it did not translate into sales like at all.
Oh no, it doesn't because it's for the beer
Unless you're
world.
like a nerdy person, no one is even looking at these things. Yeah. It's literally just to like hang the medal, like to it, so people are going to purchase more of it, or at least ask about it. It's just bragging rights to like your friends.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I got into brewing for like the accolades and the fame.
That's the main reason we're into anything.
Yeah. Student loan debt because of all the dumb like acronyms I'm trying to leave after my name. It's a real problem.
There you go, Kevin. Yep, just bronze. I fucked up. Put it in my food or won gold. No.
Okay, so we did win. We won a bronze. Oh man, we twofered in the same category.
Actually, 1 year we sent our amber ale that we had dry hopped. And we got to like the final rounds. We didn't win, but just a simple dry hop edition, and we called, boom.
Yep, that's crazy. Yeah. But I do think it's funny though because like we joke about it on the show all the time because we do review all our beers and we use Untappd to do it, and Untappd's a wild animal. It just happens to be the commonplace to make it easy. But we always say like, hey, we try to review things to style, not if we like the beer or not. Yeah. Because sometimes like we'll have like a wild off the wall beer that I would never fucking drink.
And by style, we mean not necessarily like traditional.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But like a hoppy Pils is obviously not going to have the Pilsner like specific things. It's going to be added. So like I need to expect the additional things.
A lot of hand movement.
Yeah, this is how I talk.
I know, it's crazy. I forget.
And you know what? Actually, I've noticed fun. So I do a lot of like Zoom meetings during the day, and so I've gotten so used to gesticulating just right here because I'm constantly.
You got to do the power pyramid.
I do that, or I'll do this one.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. So
I love it. Now I have another question for you too, though, because this has come up on the show several times recently. Mm-hmm. It's a 12-ounce can. Do you guys are most of your stuff in 12-ounce cans? Do you sell 16s?
Yeah, so all our cores are in 12-ounce cans. We are in Publix is our major supermarket here. Yeah. We're in Whole Foods, and it just it just made sense at the time when we released it. Actually, we started we had bottles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Shelf space.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This was like the brewery opened in 2015, so this was like cans had just started to kind of become a thing. Like Dale's Pale Ale was like one of like the drivers of that. And at that time, cans were still kind of like new. Growlers were still a thing.
Yeah.
If you guys are looking to buy a growler machine, like I got you. It's super good. It's counter pressure. It's like it's awesome.
Look at that.
But yeah, so there's a lot of like growing, like learning with that, and also just the timing and for like where we want to be as a brewery, like we 12-ounce can I think makes more sense to us because we want to be like synonymous, not just like we don't want to be personally. I don't want to be like to be thought of as a craft brewery. I just want to be thought of as a brewery, right?
Right.
Kind of just shake off that label of like crafty, just like this is beer, not craft beer, just beer, right? So I think 12-ounce can is like the format that most people are familiar with, and just why not kind of worm your way in there that way,
Well, exactly, and I feel like to the point earlier, like this is a great beach beer, but this is also like, if you're playing a cool adult drinking sport like I used to before I got real hurt, this is a great beer to bring for that. It's a small can, which means it could also be a soda.
It could be a soda.
It's a roadster.
No. I think it's interesting because the way it's come up on the show as of late is that a lot of people in the industry are starting to gravitate back towards 12-ounce cans.
Yeah.
Okay.
To separate themselves on the shelf space because everything's 4-pack of 16 ounces. Yep. Everything's this. And now all of a sudden you see a 6-pack of 12-ounce cans and you're like, who the hell is this?
Yeah. And it's not a domestic or one of like the standard beers you always see in 12 packs. And you're like, okay, I will do that.
Yeah. I think it's just one of the other instances where the industry is boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait to
see. I'm not sure what you guys are going to do next. I want to know.
Oh, man, yeah, no. We peaked at this point. It's all
downhill from here.
When this trend stops, you're going to
we peaked. Like, that's it.
You have to go crawling back to the TSA.
No, but, I mean, we do have 16-ounce cans. It's just more like tap and release, like specialty stuff, like, but nothing in the market that you'll see in, like,
it's not.
We're also like very hyper local. We ship to as far as maybe Tampa and Orlando, but our main focus is Miami, South Florida, and one of my main goals is to have Playita be synonymous with like a lager or pills. Like, hey, let me get your pills, let me get your lager, and then you don't have to say the word Playita and it'll just hand you that.
Yep.
Dream. But that's one of my dreams. It's just like, hey, boom. Like, let me get a pills. Let me get a lager. All right, I got you.
I got you.
That's the main goal. And then we do send to Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, and stuff like that, like one-off deals. But it's like the main focus is like kind of just like own our backyard, and that'll be sick.
Yeah, I did see that on the can actually. When I was looking over the can down here near the SKU, it says beer, Puerto Rico, do not litter.
Yeah, that's one of the
which is kind of a weird indication.
In America, go ahead.
In America, fuck it. Throw it on the sidewalk. Puerto Rico,
like,
don't
please litter, please. Yeah, that's one of those things that we had to add. Do you guys still have a printed can by any chance?
It is printed.
Yeah, it's printed.
Yeah. So actually, like in the midst of a brand rebrand, so they have a labeled one now.
Okay,
nice. I did label. So we have books, like multiple books, where we put all of our beer labels in them.
Yeah, I can send you some labels.
Word.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, there we go. So now, what size system are y'all brewing on?
We're on a oversized 15 2 vessel.
Yep.
So it's very involved.
Yeah, I was gonna say. If you started with oversized 15, I had a feeling it's very involved.
Yeah. So we have 30 barrel fermenters. We have a couple 60 barrel brights. I like to call our system Manual Plus. But it's very much so, like valves and stuff like that. I have done step mashes. It's a pain in the ass. I've gone bold enough to do a decoction once and never again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, good Lord.
But like just for shits and giggles, right?
Right.
But yeah, no,
once, and then you can hate it and never do it again. That's fine. Yeah. And now you've got like bragging rights of I've done that.
Yeah.
I did a decoction on this system. Like
I finished that. I completed that level. Yeah, we're good.
Checked it off my bucket list. So.
Yeah. But what's cool about our cellar is that so we do have a pilot system that honestly we don't really use because it's a 3-barrel brew house.
Okay.
So
They're like your little baby ones. Those are the what we should do. Let's throw
it's
these
a nice system
in with something dumb and just make like a weird beer. Because again, you're gonna follow. That trend's gonna come back. You're gonna bring back the weird kettle sours or something in there.
So it does have 4 fermenters, which I use heavy.
Yeah.
So the smallest batch we could do on that 15 is a 7. So what I'll do is I'll do a 7 and then split it into 2 different fermenters. Pitch ale yeast in one, pitch lager yeast in one, or sometimes the same yeast, different dry hop.
Yeah.
We'll get fine, the other one won't. Or even I could do a 15 item or green, get a 15 and a 3. So the fermenters we use a lot, and it's pretty cool to experiment, especially when you're coming up with a new recipe. It's all right, dry hop, okay, how different. And then you can just blend it back in and boom, call it a day.
And I hope it all works.
Yeah.
Wild version of it now. So,
but we recently switched our yeast to this lab out of England called WHC Labs.
Okay.
And they kind of came out of nowhere. One of their reps just kind of came to us, and we're like, okay. They have a dry version of London 3 that's significantly cheaper than Verdant. Okay. I want to say about $60 less a brick. I don't work for them. They're not getting any money from me.
Understood.
They're not sponsoring this episode. Yeah. However, if they'd like to,
let me see.
They want to send over some bricks over. I'll be happy to take it.
We only have our social media ticker. I don't have one for them.
I mean, we really that bad boy rolling. Look at that. We're huge on TikTok. For now, I think Saturday is it's another deadline.
Yeah. But
so, are you worried about
the way we troubleshooted it is by doing a batch and split it, same everything. The only thing that changed was the yeast, and we were able to get having little smaller vessels for that. It's awesome.
Now, are you worried about anything in place currently with bringing over anything from England, or now you've got this at a cheaper rate, but however, now it's 3 times more expensive, other than obviously we're going to see that in cans in the market and some.
Yeah.
The aluminum's going to be a huge one, but
you talk about the tariffs and stuff.
Yeah. Is there anything in your day to day you're actually holy shit, that's going to be
cans are the biggest issue for us. Luckily we locked in some rates with BSG. They offer they offered us. They came to me hey, you want to lock in some you want an SOA for all these? Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah, why not?
So we do carry a lot of Simpsons for our cores and stuff like that. A lot of it is raw. But yeah, we were able to lock in some rates on malt for about a year, so we're good on that. Nice. Then even then, we're people too, and we understand if hey, you got to do what you got to do, you have to raise this, hopefully not.
Yeah.
But they've been really good about that. No, our words are bond, so that's awesome.
Cool.
I love their customer service, to be honest. But with cans, that's an entirely different animal, and
we're back to bottles again. Look at you guys full circle again.
I hope you still have that bottling machine. So.
Yeah, we have so many bottles still, so they don't expire, right?
No, you just gotta rinse them out.
It's gotta rinse them. Yeah,
maybe sterilize them.
Yeah.
I still have my Blickman gun, so we could do that.
Oh, gold.
1,000,000 times over.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic.
I love it.
I'm looking forward to your bottles of beer.
Yes.
Yeah. No, luckily, the cans are the biggest concern for us because we don't use too much Canadian malt. Seldom Mexico stuff. We should be okay with the SOAs, but
just crazy.
Yes, scary times.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, let me hear your variation of this beer. So I know you said you kept it the same. You've done everything the same. What's your favorite part about this beer? What do you like the best about the process of this beer versus other beers you've made? Kind of what makes this beer now yours versus the original brewers?
Good question. I mean, the efficiency in which we brew it now, it's definitely night and day. When I first started, I was second shift brewer, and I would come in at 2 p.m. for batch 2, and we would finish the day like around 10 o'clock, maybe.
Is that rough?
Yes.
I mean, you get to sleep in, I guess, but
yeah, I mean, it's an 8-hour workday, but still, you get out at 10. Like, your day's done. Like, there's nothing.
It's just sleep. The only thing left is sleep.
Or just go down to the dive and whatever.
I got time.
I don't have very many of those.
Depends on how late Abbey Brewing is open when I'm in Miami.
I mean, they're open until 5, so
that taco place around the corner with the app.
Yeah.
I just got rid of the app. I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know.
But now, so I come in. So now I'm the first shift brewer. Even though I'm head brewer, like, and oversee a lot of like the ops and stuff. Like, my place is on the deck, and I love being on the deck. That's why I got into beer. And anytime I got to answer an email, I hate every second of it.
I feel like Kevin is the same way every time I get anything from him. He's like, I just want to brew beer.
Yeah, man, honestly. But now, so I come in at 5:30, and second shift comes in at 8, and they're home. Their shift's done at 4.
Nice.
So I saw it out, like, why are we doing this? Like, how can we make this more efficient? How can we have like? It mostly started with one of the brewers. He was older at the time. I mean, he still is old, but he had a kid, and he was missing out on a lot of like important moments. And we're like, dude, I need to get this guy out here earlier so you can have a life, like, do stuff, not just like work and work and work. So we started like chopping down. All right, when can we mash in? So before it used to be about a 16-hour process, 17-hour process. So we whittled it down to 10.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's killer.
Awesome. Are you like using both the boil and the lauter at the same time? Then, like, you like get it all out, clean it out, and then fill it.
Just timing. Different beers. So Playita has a 60-minute mash. We're trying to get the most conversion as possible. So when we grain out, we know as soon as we call boil, we have 25 minutes before we got to start mashing in the next batch. Freedom Towers, the IPAs are about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So we know we have 45 minutes after. So it was a lot of trial and error. But now we've gotten it down to the science. Like, okay, if at this time you gotta be mashing in. Like, if not, everything's fucked.
And that's well,
it's just you're staying a lot later now, and I apologize, but you've made some decisions.
And that's having the foresight to schedule that and play around with it, but it's also having the right people involved who know that those are the time frames. It's got to happen. Get off your phone. Let's get it done. No, 100%. And also like cutting down on our runoff times. Playita used to take about 2 hours and 10 minutes to run off 16 barrels. And now we're running off 18 barrels in 90 minutes. Damn.
So it's like, and so we're getting like better hop efficiency, utilization, better hop utilization with more work and a fraction of the time. So it was a lot of trial and error, just trial and error. And like now we've gotten it down.
That's awesome. I think that is probably the coolest way to change the way a brewery is functioning versus like tinkering with the recipes. But like just that's super cool. That's awesome.
Trying to become more efficient. And
just got really excited over like process efficiency. That's totally fine.
The thing is, like, as brewers, like, so we're on batch about 260 of Playita. And people always ask me, like, dude, how you not get bored of brewing the same beer again? It's like, no, because there's always something to get better at. And there's always, like, you can improve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now with our process, like, so say now I'll start the batch and then, all right, I'm doing this. I kind of got this down. It's super important to not be complacent, because once you become complacent, then fucking. So you always got to mind your P's and Q's. But like, all right, I'm doing this. I kind of know how this goes. Maybe I could set up my guy for the next process. So when he comes in, all he has to do is this, and then so it's just maximizing.
That's exactly what it is. It's just maximizing your time.
Yeah.
And that's, you see
that means raises for the guys. That means, not having to hire more people and just channeling whatever money you might be into getting a new guy into the employees that you currently have.
Yep. And more beer is more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. The overhead. I always hear that. The overhead.
Oh,
I got you,
the overhead.
I get it.
I got you, man.
The profit what you want a bigger number on. I got it.
Trying to make a
yeah. However, I gotta eat.
You can eat when you're running off. It's fine.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
So now, do you guys have anything exciting coming up at the brewery? Any new beer you're excited about? Any beer?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. So when we first opened, we've always had like 2 anniversary dates. One is when we first started sending to distro, and one is when we opened the tap room. So it was about a year gap.
Okay.
So we never really knew what our anniversary date was. Like, yo, when's our anniversary? Like, oh, like. So this year we finally decided, you know what? This is our anniversary date.
And you said 2015 was
2015 is when the brewery first opened.
Just
2016.
decided.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, all right, that's our anniversary. We never had an anniversary party, which is crazy because we're about to be open for 10 years. Yeah.
That's very exciting.
So we're having our 10-year anniversary party. We're going to release about 4 to 5 beers. I got to look again at the calendar, but it's about 4 different beers. We're calling it the Pachanga.
Okay.
We're from Miami. We like to party. There's going to be like salsa dancers, something that we've actually never done before too is like, branded glassware.
Nice.
Merch. We've always kind of just been a little too hesitant to release merch, and now we're just going to have like, it's a full scent thing, which is like, I'm very excited about. But yeah, double IPA, summer lager. We have a sour. It's a sour Vissier.
I see. It was fun.
Yeah. It's Saccharomyces. It's just, it's a good way to have like a sour beer without potential.
Yeah.
Issues. You guys know.
Cross-contamination or paranoia.
I just throw it in an autoclave. You're good.
Fuck it. You're good. Yeah.
Just make sure you clean real well and use the same.
But I'm looking forward to a lot too. Is besides CBC is Irie Jungle from Tripping. A little plug there for them. It's always a good time. We're collabing with Wooden Robot, which I'm like extremely excited about. We went to a beer fest in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay, a big day.
Out of all places.
A lot of corn loggers.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with Cody Sherwood. He's like big on the memes on the interwebs. I gotta link you guys up. He's awesome. Yeah. He holds a beer fest every year in Wichita, out of all places, and he was able to wrangle us up there. Ghost Town was there. Drecker. A lot of like heavy hitters. And like, what? In Wichita, out of all places?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's awesome. So yeah, we were able to make a lot of contacts there, and
nice.
Schedule a lot of collabs and stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's very cool.
Collabs are always fun.
Collabs. I mean, that's the only time we brew beers.
Yeah, it's the only time we get to brew.
Our favorite, but they are such a fun time. Like, it seems like even like the brewery's like, yeah, man, this is like a fun day for us. So it seems like it's like,
because I'm doing all the work. Of course, it's a fun day.
Well, that's because we don't brew beer, so we do. I say we. Most of the time, it's Daniel does all the work.
Yeah. Now, collabs.
Oh my God! How many?
Wait, I only had 2. Sorry, my girlfriend just got here.
He's live on the internet.
I love it.
No, I'm doing a podcast.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Hello.
But you're good. Sorry. But yeah, actually, we were doing so many collabs at one point that I was told like, yo, you gotta stop. Like,
You gotta chill out.
yeah, there's like 7 collabs on tap right now. Like, we gotta like promote our brand. Like, all right.
We gotta have our own
Right,
beer occasionally.
Yeah.
I was put on purgatory for a bit.
I love
That's
it.
funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right. So, can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
How early into the collab do you guys crack open the first beer?
I usually have one when I first get there, but that's because I have a problem. But
I feel like we usually at least like
we usually
put the
at least mill
grain
in.
the mill.
Yeah.
And
Let's
wrap
get
that
the
up.
back labor out first.
I
Do you
think
guys have rakes?
Yes.
yeah.
All
There's
right,
a lot
so-
of like food ordering and like having together, and then there's a lot of beer drinking.
It depends.
We usually need to Uber home if we're being smart about it.
pretty much.
Yeah, this is the way to go, honestly. But yeah, after mashing, I feel it's a great time. But there's sometimes it's awkward because like you'll go to a collab and if it's not at your brewery, like how do you bring that up? It's like
You-
sure am I thirsty?
Daniel just flat out asks.
I'm just like, so
or-
we drinking beer today, or
Yeah, like, hey, I did that
Love it.
for you. Are you going to
Yeah.
reward me with a beverage? I'm a little thirsty now.
Awesome,
Spring bags
awesome.
aren't going to just hoist
Yeah.
themselves up there.
I'm not shy. If I got a day off regular work to have fun and brew a beer, I'm drinking beer. Damn it.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you know what?
Yeah.
Right. Can we like normalize this? Because I feel like we all want the same thing. We're just kind of like,
Just
Kinda
keep getting
tiptoeing around
demonized
it.
for some reason.
yeah.
Normal, good, hardworking people have a beer at 8 in the morning occasionally, and that's fine.
It's funny because we adopted kind of this ritual from there's a brewery down here called the Gulfstream in Fort
Okay.
Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And we're homies. We've out of all the collabs we've done, I think we've done about 6 or 7 with them.
Nice.
Nice.
And really good friends. They make great beer. Their steam beer is awesome.
I love steam beers.
Yeah. So the Gulfstream, they call it Gulf Steam.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh,
Sorry.
yeah, that is fun.
But the first time we went to collab with them, they had mimosas and bagels out for us. And we're like, damn, you know what? That's good. We should do that for
Yeah.
And
everyone.
that's why you've collabed together so many times. Because you're like, you're my people. You do in the morning. Yeah.
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 So we didn't as much steal with that idea as much as we adopted it. And now
Yeah, it's a borrowing of traditions.
yeah. Great tradition.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. All right.
Just like Bloody Marys on Sundays, but I keep forgetting to make them.
I think most of it is much less work. I would kill for Bloody Marys, but it's just like, damn.
They are a little
Yeah.
much.
Make
You can
this
pretty much
now.
brew a beer in the time it takes to make a Bloody Mary.
And you can't just buy the mix. That's bullshit. You know, like,
Exactly.
There's a couple like people that sell like homemade stuff at the farmers market
Yeah.
near us. That's pretty banger.
Yeah, it's pretty-
okay.
But so maybe
But then you have to go to the farmers
maybe you've got a
market.
guy.
Is that the guy I want to be? The guy that goes to the farmers
Yes, it is.
market
That is the person I would like to be.
to buy alcohol paraphernalia? No.
Yeah. Along with the loaf of sourdough bread.
Here we go.
Throw it in the bag.
I've never thought alcohol paraffin.
yeah. It's not the alcohol; it's the paraphernalia, for
paraphernalia,
it. Yeah.
No. This is for booze. This is for booze. All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, then it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
fine. It's for friends.
It's for a friend. It's for a duck. All right, Mari, we gotta wrap this up, buddy.
Yeah, we are gonna review this beer.
Yeah, but we're gonna
Wow.
say goodbye to you before we just rip it a new asshole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
We'll
feel
go
like
for
I've
it.
already described what I thought. So
Yeah. From the tank the acetol factory.
Yeah. Nah, I really appreciate you stopping by, though, man.
No,
It's
thank you
good
for
to
having
catch
me,
up again,
yeah,
unbeknownst to me, because I was
apologies.
obviously shithouse last time we met each other. But
No, you guys were cool. I was like, oh man, wait. All right, cool.
I know
I think I
that.
know those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You guys are cool then. You guys are so cool now. So awesome.
Yeah. Also, you're a great guest. So
Thank you,
I
thank you.
agree.
Kevin agrees.
Yes.
Well, cheers, man. It's
Thanks,
good to
Vic.
see you.
Good to
We'll
see
keep
you.
in touch, and we'll let you know next time we're down that way.
Daniel may be down there sooner or
Hell
later.
yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm there literally every day, all the time.
I love it.
It's where you work. So
Yeah,
easy to find you.
Awesome.
Take
Cheers,
care, man.
Mark. Be good.
Cheers. Bye.
Later. I love it.
Good guest. Good guest.
Yeah, good guess.
Uh,
He joined in
Like at
5 seconds before the show started, so
Yeah.
we didn't get to catch up before the show like we normally do. He was
Or-
having some computer issues, so he like emailed us and he's like, "Having some issues.
Yeah, and
Be
we're
in
like-
at the buzzer."
and we're like, it's fine. We'll wing it.
Yeah,
And if he doesn't show up, we'll just make it a short show because no one wants to just listen to us talk.
no.
Um,
Even the dog's over here, like, all
yeah,
right, wrap
he
it
is
up.
like dead asleep.
All right, we're gonna review this beer.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. We are reviewing La Playita from Tank Brewing
Why'd you say it so specific?
because that's how you say it.
Okay.
From Miami. Meow.
Okay.
Okay. It is a hop accented.
It's what now?
Hop accented.
Accented?
Accented. Wow.
Wow.
So I've had a couple.
Big
beverages.
day.
I
for
went with
Tiffany.
a lower ESP,
I know,
but
I
I
know.
also it's
All right.
fine.
What do you think about this beer?
I like it. I kind of described it earlier when it was fresh out of the can. It has warmed up, but surprisingly still good in a sense of usually crisper beers not so good after they warm up. Pleasantly surprised that a lot of the flavors are still there and they're not like warm and gross. So I'm giving this one based on, again, style of not necessarily just a Pilsner, but a hoppy Pils. Like, I think this one hits the mark. I'm going to go with 4.75.
God, that's a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
Jeez. So that's a good score then.
That is a very
that's
good
out of
score.
5, obviously.
Yes.
So 1 through 5.
It's actually out of 50. So,
Yeah, so not great.
No, it's out of 5.
Yeah, no, I dig this beer as well. I think it's really well made. I'm always kind of like Phil talks about as well. Like, if you tell me on the can what I'm about to get, then I want to get that out of it, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
It is just kind of a hop forward Pilsner, a hoppy Pilsner, if you will.
And it's a beach beer.
Yep, it's definitely a
great
beach beer, but it's still got a lot of that kind of almost true to style German, like actual Pilsner
Well, it's
backbone.
It's got,
So I think it's good. I don't know if it's 4.75. I would go 4.5. And because we're in America now and I'm a man, that means my score is more to your what?
What? We can't do that.
What?
We're not allowed to do that because we
Oh
don't
my
have the right plan.
God, that's right.
You can't put that. It's got to be StreamYard up there.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so that makes it 4.625 because we split the difference. And again, Phil should hopefully be back so that this show runs smoother than it did tonight. And
Yeah.
I apologize for all the parties involved that had to witness this. This is me currently looking for whatever slide I'm supposed to do next.
It's up.
Because normally I'm talking and Phil's over there being silent
right there.
and he's going, I got it. Don't worry about it.
We like found it 4 times already.
Which one? This one?
Nope.
Right. You're right. That's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow along with us. Instagram, TikTok. We got a couple of collabs coming up. We've got a lot of beer events coming up. Virginia Beer Company's anniversary is this weekend.
Yeah.
We've got a Parkinson's Charity Foundation for the Michael J. Fox Foundation at Gloucester Brewing at the end of this month. We've got a ton of stuff going on. Wild and Weird. So make sure you follow us on Instagram. We'll make sure we post along. It's just April.
Stay tuned because we are
cutting
too
you
cool
off
to be that bored. Yeah.
I forgot it'll let you keep talking.
Yeah. We also just don't want to clean the house. So if we're gone, we don't have to clean it. It's really nice.
That does help.
So it's pretty helpful.
It just cleans itself.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I doubt it.
Ooh.